What is good, beautiful people? Happy Perspective Monday. First video of the new year, so happy new year. It is the 18th, but I'm still telling you happy new year. Hope everybody had a great start to what's going to be an amazing year. We are claiming it early. We are ignoring all the distractions, everything going on, and we are going to focus on making our personal worlds as good as it can be. The world might be crazy right now. The pandemic is still going on almost a year later. But we will make this year count. We will make our personal worlds better than they were last year and the year before that. Let's all claim it. Let's all send that prayer up and the blessings will come down. I'm trying something a little different. The camera is a little bit further than it usually is, so I have a little bit more of the desk. I feel like this truck drives past every time I'm doing a video. It never fails. I'm gonna keep it in. This year we're doing things very raw, very uncut. You know, I want y'all to get to know me for real, for who I am. And I want to do the same for each and every one of you. I have a lot of videos planned this year. I do have to get better. Full disclosure, I have to get better at just shooting a video, editing it, and just putting it up. You know, I have like 3 videos in the tank that I just haven't finished yet. So my promise to y'all is that I will get better at that this year. I'm gonna start scheduling time to just do YouTube stuff. That's what I see that I have to do. I have to schedule time to do YouTube stuff. So that will happen this year. But I'm happy to be back for the first video. And I think with today being MLK Day, I think it's so important for us to make this video about him, because I mean, more than ever right now, I think all the things that MLK stand for, all the things that he believed in, you know, all the things that he fought for, you know, it's striking how many of those things we are still dealing with. So that's kind of the depressing side of things, but it's also a blessing to see how far we've come. And I think it's so important for us to study some of his work and just listen to some of his speeches, to seek inspiration so that we could all make this world and this country better for everybody, you know. And with that being said, man, as I was going through my day today, you know, I went to the grocery store, I went to the studio for a few hours. I was just thinking, man, you know, MLK, he was somebody who was very clear about everything that he wanted to do. You know, he had a very specific purpose. God put him here for a very specific thing. And he spent every day of his life fearlessly going after that thing, you know, and unfortunately that thing ultimately led to his death. But, you know, I couldn't help but think about, while yes, he was taken from us in such a harsh way, I couldn't help but think that he lived out his purpose, you know, because some of the things that he did, we are still benefiting from today. Yes, we are still struggling, but last year I had the pleasure of meeting Ambassador Andrew Young, who was Dr. King's right man in the civil rights movement. And, you know, while I was talking to him after our session, I was just, you know, kind of expressing some of my frustrations and some of my doubts. And, you know, that was right in the heart of like all of the George Floyd stuff and all of that stuff. So, you know, I was kind of expressing my frustration to him, and he had to stop me, and he was like, yo, I understand. I get it. You know, things are bad right now. Things are real right now. But you can't ever lose sight of the progress we've made, because you'll lose the drive to do the work. No, because you'll think nothing will come from it. But all of this stuff piles up over time, and look how far we are today compared to how things were when Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was fighting for our rights. So with that being said, let's get into today's Perspective Monday. Sorry if I'm all over the place. Obviously, this is a topic I'm very passionate about, so my mind is like running a million miles an hour right now. But I just wanted to ask you, what are you passionate about? What are you willing to lose your life for? And I think this question is important so much more now than it has been ever before, because we're still in this pandemic. You know, thankful that a lot of us are still working, but think about this for a second. think about how many people, while they're thankful for their job, they still hate their job because they aren't doing something that they're passionate about. So they're having to work during this pandemic, putting themselves in danger. And while on one hand they're like, oh, thank God I have a job, on the next hand they're like, I'm putting myself in danger every day, put myself in harm's way, exposing myself to this virus every day to do this thing that I hate. Think about that for a second. So I think now more than ever, it's so important for us to take a step back. Yes, obviously we have to keep money coming in. Obviously we have to keep food on the table. But I think we all need to dig deeper and really find the things we're passionate about. You know, let's channel Dr. King. He was passionate about fighting for our rights. He was passionate about equal rights for everybody. You know, that was his passion. What are you passionate about? He was willing to die about that. You know, he was doing that in a time when literally he knew he could lose his life. He knew that, but he did it relentlessly. What are you that passionate about? What can't you stop thinking about? What keeps you up at night? What's that thing where if you could just do it, if money wasn't an issue and you could just do it, what would you do? If your bills were guaranteed to be paid every month and you could do one thing to make you happy, what would that thing be? Find a way to get to that. It might not happen in a month. It might not even happen in a year. It might take a couple of years for you to transition into that thing. But if that's the thing that drives you, the thing that makes your heart tick, you know, the thing that you're passionate about, the thing that you are even willing to die for, do it. Do it. Life is short. We lost so many people in this country, over 300,000 people. We lost over 300,000 people. That's a lot of people. You know, and I can't help but wonder how many of those people weren't even living life to their full potential, were stuck in jobs that they weren't passionate about, were on the front lines every day, just doing something just to do it, you know, not realizing, oh, I have a bigger calling, you know, or afraid to take that step to do the bigger thing. You know, let's not leave this planet whenever our end dates are, because we all have an expiration date. Let's not leave this realm unfulfilled. Let's fulfill those passions. Let's be like Dr. King, because I feel like if we're talking about what would make Dr. King proud, because that's what I was thinking about today, what could we do to make Dr. King proud? And I think one of the obvious things is continuing his work, you know, fighting for equal rights for everybody. So I think that's one thing. But another thing would be living out our true potential, being passionate about whatever it is that we want to do, you know, because he was, when you look at every picture, like the courage on his face, the smiling, when you listen to a speech, the passion. Like, I was on Apple Music. Shout out to Apple Music. I was on Apple Music today just listening to his speeches. You know, they created a whole playlist, and just the passion, like, even in the old recordings, that's not the best quality. It was so palpable. And, you know, that's what I want for all of us. That's what I want for all of us. So that's my rant. That's it for today. I think this was an important video to start the year with. Thank you guys so much. You know, I have a few of you who are always asking about videos, and I appreciate you so much. Share this if it added any value to you. Let's keep this conversation going. Somebody needs to see this to get fired up. Somebody right now is like, oh, I wish I could be doing this thing, but they're afraid, or they don't know how to take the next steps. Maybe this will spark something in them. So share it. Drop me a comment. Happy New Year. Tell me Happy New Year. Tell me Happy New Year back in the comment section. Of course, hit the like button. Let's beat the YouTube algorithm, all that YouTubey stuff. That's just so more people can see this video. And subscribe if you haven't. If you watch my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, consider being a part of the family. I promise more videos are on the way. It's not going to just be Perspective Monday. I have a lot of things planned, actually. You know, it's just about me finding that balance to actually do it. And that's definitely one of my New Year's resolutions. So yeah, stick and stay. I love y'all. See y'all in the next one. Peace.